I think, and you can relate, I'm sure both of y'all can relate, as creators, we're always thinking about what we're trying to get next, to where we don't sometimes appreciate what we've done already.
Hey y'all, thank you for tuning in to Hella Melanated, another great episode within our February series. Again, we are talking about Black business and also talking about something about Valentine's Day. Well, this episode, we're going to be talking about music. And Ashley has brought on a special guest, and I will have her introduce her guest.
Yes. So my special guest is my road dog, my little homie, honey. We met in college. We danced on a dance team. Speaking of music, honey, we done performed together. I done performed for him. I've been very grateful for all the performances he has put me in. Hopefully somebody see me and we both become famous at the same time. But I really do appreciate his work ethic. I appreciate all the ventures he has started, and I try my best to be that friend that really support and help out when I can. Hence, bringing you on this here show. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you some time to just briefly talk about who you are and what you're representing today, and then we're gonna get into it.
All right. Thank you so much. I am Matthew Wright. And like Ashley said, we met in college. We danced together on our dance team. And I also go by Sitch, Sitch. I am an independent musical artist, as well as a visual artist, performer, all of that great stuff. But Ashley has danced with me. We've danced together, performed together, and all that stuff. So I am grateful for you guys to have me on y'all's Hella Melanated podcast today.
And so, like Deja mentioned, y'all, today it's about music. We can't have an artist on and not talk about music, okay? I feel like music, similar to our topic, our theme, is a universal language, honey. And it's a language out there for everybody. Hip hop is a language, R&B is a language, pop, rock, metal, all of it is a language and to tell a story. But specifically for Black people, honey, they be telling some real stories. So I think we should just start off by asking, how does everybody feel about what I just said? Like, do you think that or believe that music is a universal language? And why? Why you think it is or isn't? Because it may not be.
Music is, of course, a universal language because it covers every emotion that an individual can have. Love, stress, heartbreak, even encouragement, endearment, all of those feelings we all get when it comes to music. So I'd have to say definitely music is a universal language. And it can bring I feel like it can bring anybody together. Music brings people from all diverse backgrounds together. And I think that is the most prettiest thing about it. And I think that is what describes love. It's universal, it's diverse. And yeah, that's what I think of universal language when it comes to music. So.
Yeah, I agree. No, I was saying I agree. I think Stevie Wonder said it best. Music is a world within itself. With the language, you know the song.
Come on and just give us a little snippet of your gift. Come on, honey.
Nah. I don't want y'all to get copyright strikes or nothing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think music is definitely universal as well. It's something about it that makes everybody want to move, or it speaks to you, whether you can sing or you can't. Music gets people going and gets people moving, and it's another form of communication. So yeah.
So speaking of communication, we just gonna flow right into that. So how do y'all use music as a form of communication? Like, you can give me an example, you can give me a definition of how music is a form of communication. How y'all use it? Well, I'm just telling. So I love music, honey. I am a walking a walking jukebox, a walking radio.
Okay.
So, for
Thanks.
example, see how he just Matt was able to just say that lyric right there from Stevie Wonder. I'm the same
Right.
way. If somebody says
Okay.
something and it reminds me of a song, I'm spitting out lyrics. If it's a song
Okay.
that I hear on the radio, I ain't never heard it before, but that beat kicking and they saying some words, that's gonna be my new artist that I follow. If I'm
Right.
feeling some type of way, in my mood, I create playlists, honey. If I'm in the mood, I got mood songs. If I'm driving down the road, I got road trip playlists.
That's it.
I've even heard people start to do it in relationships where, if you're starting out in a relationship or you're in a long-term relationship, they use music to kind of tell you how you're feeling about the person today, or like if you think of a new song, you send it to the individual so y'all have something to talk about, communicate. Other than how you doing, what you doing today, you busy, like that's boring. So I've seen people try to use that as a form of communication. But I love music, and honey, I will sing something at the drop of a hat. It could be old, new, raggedy, whack, popping. I just will just sing in a minute. I think I did it with Ray, honey. I just bust out singing "Lean on Me," honey. So that, to me, music really does translate and is a communication language for me.
Okay. I think just to piggyback off what you were saying, for me, it's emotional driven. That is my communication when it comes to, of course, I'm very old soul when it comes to music because of what I grew up on. So you're the 60s, 70s, 80s. I mean, my favorite artist is Anita Baker, and you can't get any more soulful, and the words she would say 365 days of the year. I want your same old loving, baby. What?
I think we should pause right there.
Sweet. Spend my life with you.
Okay,
sorry.
If you don't know us, by now,
okay,
you have been blessed
by now.
You have been blessed because us three on this screen are all old souls. This is why I feel like this is gonna be my favorite episode, honey. Because if you know me, if you know Deja, and if you know Matt, I don't care who watching right now. If you know us, you know we some old souls, child. We don't intend on being that way, but somehow that's what the Lord blessed us to be, and y'all love it. So I just think, that this is gonna be a great, 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 great episode of Hella Melanated. I just had to slip that in there, honey, because I can only imagine what's about to come out of our mouths on this episode.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's just that is the era that I can speak to. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Body Yaddy Yaddy is real cute. You know what I'm saying?
Girl, I will cut that song off as soon as it come on the radio. Soon as it come on the radio, I'm changing it. Soon as I hear it, I'm changing it. Soon as it's on the TikTok, I'm scrolling past it. I cannot. I don't like it. it.
But let me tell you, I'm doing Stevie Wonder. All I do. Come on. What? I mean, it's music that is endless. Endless. You play that, you're going to move. I don't care how much you love Lil Vert. You gonna move to that because you heard your grandma listen to it, your mama listened to it, your daddy listened to it, and it just brings this nostalgia to your mind. That's why I love it. I can play it anywhere. I used to be ashamed of it when I was riding with my friends. You know what I'm saying? They probably, be catering to them. And then I got to a point where I like the music that I like. I can put on Luther Vandross's Pandora and just rock out to every song on that playlist. So I think for me, that's my communication. So if we can't vibe with music like that, then that's another thing. Like I think our communication can lack if we don't have some type
if I'm in my car and I put on Tina Turner, the Spice Girls, or if I put on Luther, or if I put on look, the Temptations even, honey. If you can't jam with me, you can get out. I'm just saying.
Right.
Wherever he was his home. Hey!
A mess. It's true. It's true though, because music does It is a form of communication. And as an artist, personally, I know that I use music to explain things or talk about things that I don't have the words for in conversation, or that I don't have maybe the confidence to speak out about regularly. I can put it in lyrics and explain it in a song. And the way that the poetry of lyrics can illustrate things, and you have layers of meanings and stuff, it is mind blowing sometimes. Like the fact that one person can listen to a song and only take the beat away from it, and then another person listens to the same song and they're like, "Ooh, that verse, that hook spoke to me," and then another person can listen to it and be like, "I don't know, but them instruments, like, did you hear that?" You know, because Ashley, like, you know, whenever we were learning pieces for our dance team, Elliot will pull out some songs, some sounds with the choreography he made. We'd be like, "Is that a horse in the back?"
Was that a triangle? A symbol?
How he do that? I ain't never heard that before. You put that in there, didn't you? It's in the oh, you know, so the way that music speaks to people is amazing. And on another level, um, for me, I think music is a calling of mine. Um, really short story, because I know we got to move on and I can talk.
Go ahead, honey. Go ahead.
I was so really brief. I was in church and but pre-Rona, because you know. So I was in church, and you know how they do the altar call where the pastor, like, if there be one that don't know the Lord and want to give your life up, he was doing all of that. And I know him, so I ain't go up there, but I was listening. So the piano man, what pianist is what they're called. He was playing, and he wasn't playing a specific song. He was just playing simple chords, right? For some reason, I tuned out what the pastor was saying and was tuning into the piano music. And I don't know why, but it made me tear up. I started crying listening to the piano, just the way that it connected to me. And that was a confirmation to me that music was a calling of mine, because nothing has moved me in that way. And like, you know, like I dance, I make graphic art, all that stuff. None of those things have moved me in the way that that music did in that moment. So beyond person to person, music is a spiritual form of communication too, in my opinion. So it's amazing.
I thank you for sharing that story. Because that's what makes us who we are. Stories. Hello. And the fact that you were able to find that connection, because there's still some people out there looking and searching and yearning for something to tell them what they supposed to be doing right now. So thank the Lord you found it early. Shout out to all the people that's still finding it, and you in your 30s, 40s, 50s. It's never too late. And so I think that I agree. Like that's very powerful. And speaking of powerful, and you were saying like you were influenced by that moment in church. One of our questions for you was kind of just for you to explain, like, who do you think or who has been the most influential black person, just because it's the month of February, that has like really inspired your music career or your other businesses? Oh, and it doesn't have to be. It could be a family member. It could be somebody famous. Yeah, we're not limited here.
Okay. Come on, segues. So I'll start. Okay, I'll start with the famous person. I have to say, so Beyonce has just really done it for me, and not just because I'm a fan, but she is an artist that I actually studied as far as how she orchestrated her career, and like even from Destiny's Child up to present day, the moves that she's made and the way that she does her shows, and looking at her little documentaries and how she explains everything that goes into each show, how she kind of has a hand in all the production and all this stuff. Like, it blows my mind to see someone have that much control and devotion to their craft. And I feel like, I obviously know she has a team and all that stuff, but for someone to just have that vision, I think in our time, in our generation, she is the greatest, if not just one of the greatest performers and entertainers. And that is something that I really want to aspire to be myself. On the more personal level, I think this probably sounds cliche, but I don't care. My parents definitely are a huge driver for why I do what I do. So I grew up in the choir and church and all that stuff. Like my mom's family is we're all church going people. We were not allowed to not go. So
Understand.
doing that, you grow up around music all the time. And my mom really drove it home, the fact that like you're singing because you feel like you have to, but you're singing for God, and he gave you this gift for you to use it, and don't ever give up on this thing, and don't half-ass it, basically, like there are so many people that are wasting their talents and wasting their gifts and not using it to the fullest potential because of other roadblocks, or they feel like they have to do something. This should be something that you freely give because it was given to you. So she instilled that in me. And then my dad, he always was a huge fan of the things that my siblings and I could do, like the talents that we have. He just thought it was cool. He was just like, yeah, you better go out and make that song, or yeah, you better go up on a choir and sing. Like, I can't do it, but you can. So do it for the people that love to hear it, but can't do it themselves, So my parents taught me that gifts, and especially with music, are much bigger than myself. So they encouraged me to share.
Go ahead. Come on, parents.
Well, thanks for sharing.
Right. Yeah. Come on, parents. Well, I think, everybody... Yeah, that's been a theme that we've kind of had in our videos, is the fact that, everybody needs somebody to either spark that motivation, or, push you to keep going, or even just be there to be your support system. So it's glad that you, had that in your corner. And the fact that, it's amazing to always have somebody that believes in what you're doing outside of yourself. Like, it's great that you believe in what you're doing, but to have that somebody else, I tell you, it give you a little boost. It give you a little kick in the butt, and you be like, I got to keep going. Okay?
Right.
So, speaking of keep it going,
come on, segue.
We got a little surprise for you. We didn't tell you about this part, but we're going to play a little game. This is a little different. This is a little different than the other episodes we have. Oh yeah, baby. So if you've ever watched the Terrell Show on YouTube, he has this segment called Finish the Lyrics. And considering you a musician, and I know that you know music, you love music, I thought I'd test your knowledge. And so what's going to happen is I'm going to read you some lyrics, and you have to finish the lyrics. If you know who it is, that's great. You can name the song, or you can name the artist. Or if you don't know who it is and you want a smaller extra piece to go with the rest of the lyrics, you can ask for that as well. So we're going to start with the first one. I ain't going to give you no hints. We're just going to try it out, see how well you can do. Okay. So, let's see. Oh, I forgot to tell you, you only got 10 seconds. All
right. Look, if it sounds like I don't know it, I'm going to just say it was the lag. It don't get.
Okay. So the first round of lyrics. One day you'll run to town. For now, make your life what you decide. Baby, party till the fire marshals shut this sucker down.
I'm not a teacher, baby, but I can teach you something. That's School and Life by Beyonce. That's my second favorite Beyonce song.
There you go. School and Life by Beyonce.
People used to sleep on that song. I said, that's a hit.
People sleep on it so bad.
That whole album is what made me fall in love with Beyonce. That whole album, because people were talking about it, want all that. I was like, bops came off that album.
Both of my favorite songs are off of that album. I Care and School and Life.
I said mine is wait, you said your two is what?
What was the first one?
I Care and School and Life.
I care. That's the one where she starts off low. Hold on, that's the one where she starts off low and then it changes and okay. Yeah, okay, I'm done.
That's all right, honey. That's why I picked it, because it was so slept on, honey.
Because he thought about Beyonce, and I really wanted to talk about Beyonce a little bit more, but good choice. Good choice. Because that woman, let me tell you, my mama does not like Beyonce. And I can't wait to record her one day bashing Beyonce. At the end of the day, the hive is going to come from my mama.
Don't do that to your mama.
Why would you do that to her? You know they be swarming.
She does not like her. She talk about how she talks. Just everything. Ooh, she just does not like her, and I just don't get it.
Oh Lord. Well, we ain't gonna talk about her too much because we don't want to have shutting us down. We just got started. I tell you that much.
Oh no, I'm 1, 2, and 3. We love Beyonce.
Okay.
That voice acting is the best. It's superb. It is superb. It was like Beyonce was meant to be here at this period of time. And it just worked out. Like, woo! I don't think if Beyonce was like in the 50s, I don't think she would be able to have as much access as she does now. You know what I'm saying? Like, she has the world and she makes every decision in her team. But like the fact that she grew to learn how to be her own manager. You know what I'm saying? Like once she broke off her dad, I was like, oh, okay, this girl really can stand on her own and really is giving us the forefront of what she really does. And then she goes, complete silence. We don't know what the heck she doing. How can you give us a documentary of so much, feed us that, and then just go in the disappear? We don't know what you be doing.
She got them babies now, girl. She got 3 of them. She got to take care of them.
She got 50-11. That's what she be saying. I got 50-11 kids. Girl, you got 3.
Yeah. Well, 50-11. Speaking of Beyonce, we can do another one, but you know she got a long catalog, honey. So let's see if you know this next one. All right. F these laid edges. I'ma let it shrivel up. F this fade and waves. I'ma let it dread all up. Put your fist in the air. Show black love.
Here it comes. That's not what parade?
Oh wait. Oh yeah, it is. Okay, hold on. It is. Right. You got it. Amen.
I might have skipped a part. I just went to the chorus.
I was waiting for Motherland. That's what happened.
Yeah. Motherland, trip.
Yeah. Yep. There you go. All right. So he is a true Beyonce fan because he knew them lyrics, and it took him less than 10 seconds. All right. So go ahead with your bad self. Go ahead. So next time I'm gonna have to make it real hard, but that's all right. We got some more, but we're gonna still talk about this conversation. We're gonna save them for later. So speaking of Beyonce and your connection to her, your connection to the church, Beyonce been around for a while. It's these young bucks these days. I don't know what the heck they're talking about. And so I be trying to get into it. I be trying to learn the language. I don't try to knock nobody because let me tell you, the beats be popping, but sometimes the beats start running into somebody else's beat. Like I understand the concept of, reusing songs and stuff like that, and you reusing beats and stuff like that, but these beats are starting to sound the same to me. I don't know if that's just me or my ears or if y'all believe it too. But the question is, with your music and where you've been going, let me back up a little bit. Because Pooh, we're not gonna skip past the part that you've been killing it out here in these streets. Okay, so let's just talk about the fact that Matthew, y'all, has put out some EPs. He also, got his album Legendo. Okay, if you ain't checked it out already, yes, represent with the t-shirt, baby. Represent with the t-shirt. The fact that, honey,
that's a crew name.
Oh yeah, crew name.
Okay, that's a little bit. Okay, that's a little point. Okay.
You so extra. But we ain't gonna talk about the fact that, honey, you have really set some expectations for, I feel like, for yourself, but also for others who are out there doing the same thing that you're doing. You're out there, you're on Apple Music, you're on Spotify, you got your YouTube page. I saw you, it, all of it count. I saw your streams last year, honey. He had 2,000 streams. He had across 13 countries back there on Spotify, honey. So we're gonna enjoy
international.
Okay, we're gonna enjoy these. Here accolades. We done got some awards. Okay, for best song. We done got some awards for album of the year. We ain't gonna go past it, Pooh. We here to celebrate you. Okay. So, to talk about that, those acknowledgments, it must feel great, the fact that you're doing something that you feel is for you and you're getting recognized for it. So talk a little bit about that. Like, how does that make you feel, about receiving that? Because a lot of people, I mean, they still trying to make it and get seen.
Yeah, for sure. And it's funny because whenever you say it back, I sit here like, dang, I really did do all of that, not in a braggy kind of way, of course, but I think, and you can relate, I'm sure both of y'all can relate, as creators, we're always thinking about what we're trying to get next, to where we don't sometimes appreciate what we've done already. And I saw this little meme, or not a meme, but a post somewhere that was like, don't get so caught up on the future that you forget that you are where you dreamed of being years ago. If that made sense.
Yes, I did see that one. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that I appreciate you running all those back, and because I started independent music really seriously back in 2015, and you remember that first Packapalooza.
Do I? Of course I do.
For those who don't know, like, okay, every year NC State hosts this Packapalooza thing. It's like it's a block party or whatever. And I was able to perform. The first time I performed was in 2015. So I was like, I'm trying to have a huge thing, like a production. And I want my friends dancing, and I want a whole set, a whole experience, right? Okay, I was growing. But like I had the longer hair, the high top thing, a mess. And Ashley K, Brittany, and Elliot were dancing with me, and I did a Beyonce cover and a couple of my original songs that I don't talk about anymore. And it was just wild. Like, my friends were there watching, and you had a couple of bypassers, passersby, but after that, nobody really cared. I say that broadly. Fast forward up to now, and like I adopted the Sitch pseudonym and started making like more music and pushing it on these platforms and going out to different showcases and open mics, just hoping that people will catch on. At first, of course, like nobody was really checking for me. They're like, oh, this song was a little bop, but that would be it. And now I'm noticing that people like recognize me when they see me, or they'll stream my album, or they'll like see me somewhere and they'll be like, oh, okay, Sitch, like I heard that song, like that's my jam, and it's crazy to just think that even 2,000 people listen to your song. Like the music video for my song Runway, that got 3,000 something views, I think now.
Shout out to Runway. I still every time I see it get upset myself. I won't in that video. Let me tell you something. I said I could have been flawless, working it, singing the lyrics, honey. Every time I see it, I'm like, dang girl, you could have been in that. But shout out to all the people that was in it and the production, honey, because the production was nice. It was not. I like it. If you have not seen it, it's on YouTube. Go check it out. Runway. It don't hurt. Like we said, give somebody one chance. Okay, just one. All right.
Right. So it's crazy. And like you mentioned, I was recently awarded best song or best male R&B song and album of the year for Indie Fire Radio, which is a blog talk radio show that I interviewed with last year. And that was really cool because it was an audience voted thing. So the fact that people voted for me, and it's one step beyond just listening, people are actually taking action to support. That's just crazy to me. So I'm very humbled and grateful for all of that.
As you should be. I think you said something that was very important. The fact that, you it's hard to hear back, or you don't. I think because we ain't gonna skip past 2018 Packapalooza, because I remember retrying that thing. Now we tried it again. You ain't give up. We tried that thing again, and people, I was a little bit bigger then, but we tried it and we look good. So I applaud you.
We did.
I applaud you for keep going. I think like that's something that, you know, another thing that's popping up, y'all. Just keep going.
Yeah.
You know, there's somebody out there that's going to give you at least one chance, one like, one view, one share, and then eventually, the more you keep, I had to learn it for myself with my YouTube videos. I posted one. This is foolery, actually, not hella melanated. But I posted one, and I was like, okay, it's just one. Like, it's just me. Like, I ain't doing much or nothing. But then, like, I posted some more. Then I posted some more, and it was like, okay, wait a minute. Like, the followers is growing. Same thing with hella melanated, honey. We had this many right here, okay, and we growing. Like, I just checked the other day, we got 2 more followers on our YouTube page. Shout out to y'all. I don't know who you is, but shout out to you.
Come
We
on.
are very appreciative. But it's about keep going, especially if it's something that you love to do. I think that's the thing, that you have to find what you love to do, because if you love to do it, you'll keep doing it despite what kind of accolades come with it. Doing it naturally, accolades would just come on with the flow. So speaking of, you know, you're getting out there now, you're going to these pop-up events, you're attending these shows and showcases. How, if you are, if you're not, I'm not sure if you've been able to reflect on it, are you comparing your music to the music that's out right now? Like, do you feel like it's different? Do you feel like it's similar? Are you trying to get ahead of people who are at the same, like on the same wavelength? Like, how's that process?
Yeah, I think in a nutshell, I think my music is different from other music that's out currently. Um, Whenever I do go to different showcases or open mics, people that might pass me on the way out or something, they'll say, "Yo, like I like that music," and I'm like, "Appreciate it," and they'll say, "It's just different from everybody else that was up there." Granted, most other people that are up there are like rappers, so I get it. I don't do that, but even in general, people will say like my music has this kind of like 2000s energy, which I'm not mad at, like, because 2000s, that was our time, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. 99
Okay.
2000.
Okay.
99 2000. So yeah, people will say like your music just sounds different. It has a nostalgic kind of vibe to it. And that's kind of what I'm going for, because that's the music that I grew up with. Like I grew up with music from the 90s and the 2000s. Like that was our formative years, you know. Like you said, we got old souls. So even though I bought some music that came out recently, when I'm creating music, I think I'm naturally more inclined to reach back for that more nostalgic, that sound. It just speaks to me in a different kind of way. So there's that. And I try not to compare myself to other artists whenever I'm creating stuff for myself, just because it distracts me. And I know people are like, don't compare yourself, blah, 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 blah. And that's true. But I come more from a place of I don't compare, or try not to compare, because it'll distract me from what I'm trying to get done. Because I get too caught in the rabbit hole of like, oh, this little beat pattern sound too much like this other thing that it's a lot, you know. Um, I will say though, when other people hear my music or see me perform, I've gotten comparisons from other people. So most recently, I've gotten, "Oh, this is the young Neo. He the new Neo," and I'm like, I mean, it's a compliment, like, you know, I
Great
take it as a compliment.
songwriter.
Huh?
Great songwriter.
Great songwriter.
Oh, for sure. So like, it's not, I don't take any offense to it. It's a great compliment, but I'm sitting here like, dang, but do I sound like me too? Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just try to keep making things that I enjoy, and trying different things out. Like I don't want all my music to sound the same either with itself. So if I like a different vibe, or I'm feeling something new that day, let me try to do something. If it works, it does. If it doesn't, I'll try the next thing.
I like that. Also, I feel like I don't know much about the music industry other than I love when it come on the radio. But I feel like it has to be some type. It has to be a little bit hard, because I mean there's only so much that you can do as far as production with a song. There's only so many drums, snares, pianos, horns you can put.
How long does it take to write a song? Like how long? Like what does it take for you to be like in the writing mood? what do you write? Not to get too personal, but
Yeah.
yeah.
It varies, honestly. Sometimes I'll hear something in my head. Maybe it's like a percussion thing. Like I'll hear like a drum thing that I like. So I'll take my phone and I'll like voice record it. I'll be in there beatboxing, sounding crazy. Just boots, you know what I'm saying? Save it. And then I come back to it until I can try to work it out. Or sometimes a melody or words will come to my head and I'll be like, ooh, write that down. Okay, save it, come back for later. And until I can sit down and really try to flesh it out and get in the zone to push something out. But it varies. Sometimes I can do something in a couple weeks. Sometimes I'll start something and then it'll be a couple months before I get inspired again and finish it up. But it's a range. It's a range of things. But I typically like writing about love or themes about that. But not the typical stuff. Like I don't tend to write about, oh, we're so in love, I do everything for you, blah, blah, blah. It's typically some kind of angle to it. So it's either that person that you want to get but don't have yet, or that person that you aren't with anymore that you wish you still had something with, or that person that you can't get over that you maybe never even shot your shot at, you know? So I love those kinds of narratives that you don't really hear about in music anymore.
Right. Okay. That's cool.
I know that's cool, right? I mean, I was like, "Ooh, don't share no more. We don't want nobody getting no ideas." But yeah. I think like I said, I commend you. I feel like the same way sometimes. Even being like content creator, like when you're like thinking about questions you want to ask when you're interviewing, when you're thinking about posting a TikTok, when you're thinking about posting a YouTube video, it's like, okay, so I don't want to do what everybody else is doing, or like, how can I change it up so I don't look like everybody else, make mine different? And then sometimes you be like, what I thought was gonna be good, that looked like a lot of work. I'm gonna have to get back and come back to that, you know. Like it be overwhelming. So I definitely commend you, applaud you. I feel like whatever works for you to be the best creator you can be, keep doing that and following that. That's what we trying to do. You know, although we create our schedules and we create who we want to talk to, what we want to talk about, sometimes that stuff be on the fly, honey. Y'all think we first said it, and sometimes it be like, oh, you know what, that just came up, let me just go on and ask it. But you know, you still want to also have those candid moments. And so, you know, speaking of candid, like, have you ever had like times, because I know we used to do it in performances, but have you ever had times where, you know, you forget your lyrics, or you get nervous before you go on the stage, or you know them times where they be like, oh, we're gonna do this set, and then as soon as you get there, oh Lord, we gotta change the music, sounds around, the speakers messing up. Like, talk about those moments.
Lord have mercy, Jesus.
I got one.
Look, it happens more times than I would like, and it always be whenever it's going real well that something decided to mess up. Case in point, Ashley, you remember Packapalooza 2016, whenever when I was up there singing a cover of Kiss It Better, and I was almost like more than halfway through the song, and then I was going to, I've been waiting up all night, baby, tell me what's wrong, and the microphone died. The mic died.
No.
And so I can look back at the video right now. It's on YouTube, and I'm going, and all of a sudden, like, you hear my background vocals, but you don't hear me no more. And then, like, Kayla, Ellie on the side looking at each other like, what just happened? You look to the side, the man over there flipping chords, trying to figure out what's wrong. He don't bring
and
me
you know they ain't gonna fix it in enough time.
Right. They ain't bring me a new mic until the end of the song. People in the audience like, you better keep going, babe. You better sing. And I'm just like, I appreciate it, because what? And then at that same one, I think I had done an original song, Stereo. You remember that medley thing where everybody was dancing and stuff? At the end of the song, I'm doing my original thing and we're in it, right? It's a good one. And then toward the end, you just hear this noise in the speaker. You just start going, and I'm like, what the?
It's like feedback, yeah.
And Beyonce would have fired them.
look, if I had that much power, like I'm sitting there like, dang, first the mic gonna stop working, and then the next thing it's gonna be feedback in the monitors. Like what? I could barely hear myself, the music. I'm looking at Ashley, Ash looking at Ellie, Ellie looking at Brittany. We all sitting there like, what is going on? And then we end the song, the thing's still giving the feedback. I start the next song and the feedback keeps going. I'm like, yo.
Oh no.
Yo, every single song in this set gonna mess up? Nice. But I mean, those moments actually just taught me how to be a better performer, because in those moments, or if you dancing or something and the speakers blow out, prelude. If in those moments you have two choices. One, you can let it show that everything's messing up and let you stop, right? Or two, you keep going through it as if nothing's going wrong, as if everything is perfect and it's the best show that you've ever done. That I think shows and proves how good of a performer you are when you can push through what doesn't go well. Because as people afterwards and all those instances were like, dang, that speaker messed up, but you kept going. I was like, you better go. You know what I'm saying? So it comes with the territory. But boy, I still be mad.
You can't, I mean, you have to keep pushing yourself. So
Ghetto.
speaking of, I think we should just do another round of this game real quick, because you was talking about a few songs, and I thought we test your memory. You know, we get you talking a little bit so you get your mind off the game, and then we bring you back. Okay, so you ready?
I guess.
The next set of lyrics goes: to a place where they can't stop you. Stop holding on to what's no longer adding value. There's nothing to prove. There's nothing to lose.
Love, confused with obsession.
Okay,
so that's my song. At first, I was like, "What the hell song is this?" That's my song. If you're not there.
Okay, honey. When I heard it, I was like, "Oh, I can get jiggy with this. I like this." Like, it was one of those where it was like, it bought that, like, that back in the day beat, that bop, that vibe, but the way you lay the lyrics down was different. So I was like, oh, I like this. Kind of like, you know how like Jasmine Sullivan, when she kind of switch up them runs, you be like, wait a minute, that run ain't supposed to go like that, but it's nice.
Yeah.
It gave me one of those vibes. So you better know your music,
right? Because at first I was concerned. I was like, ooh, this gonna be the one to take me out, Jesus.
Okay. I think you're gonna get this, and I think you're gonna get this one. Okay, this is another one. She throw them pounds and astound you and flip them birds back. So if you speaking, she tweaking. Go on to finish it.
And take them words back.
You got it.
Yeah, she throw them pounds in the statue and put them birds back. So if you speak, she tweaking, then take them words back. Girl, you got a body that's anything but safe. No, not. Yeah, that is Runway by Sitch.
Okay, you know we couldn't play the game, but I put your own music in there. Okay. I was like, oh Lord, he gonna know it. He already thinking about it. He already thinking about this song. But yeah, I think that those are all great. Like, I feel like you just keep pushing, keep motivating yourself. Cause honey, Runway was good. That other one was nice. I was like I said, honey, I try to support every way that I can, but I'm a busy lady. So when I can, you know, when I scroll through it, or when I'm in the car and I hit play and shuffle, you know. So that was from your you dropped Legendo in 2020. Do you plan on? Well, I saw a little sneak peek of a single or something that's supposed to be coming out. What we got in store for 2021? Is it singles? Is it another EP? Another album? What you got going on over there?
So I have a new single, Ride Slow, that's dropping on February 12th. Or dropped February 12th. And it was right in time for Valentine's Day. And I'm really excited about it. It has that kind of sensual, slow kind of vibe. So yeah, definitely listen to that if you haven't. And I got visuals in the works for some of the tracks on Legendo. And maybe maybe this new one too. I don't know yet. As far as a whole project, I don't know if there's gonna be a whole one this year, but I know it's only February, so
Right.
there's a lot of opportunity. But I'm definitely working on multiple things. I got a summer bop lined up already.
You know, I live for some time.
So hopefully Rona get the hell out so we can
Bop to it.
bop to it, right? And not be in the house like, dang, I wish I could be outside. Who gonna have a cookout on Zoom? Nobody.
Nobody.
What?
Nobody.
So,
Just,
yeah.
you know what? Just get tested. Make sure you have a negative test 5 days before you show up to the cookout. I mean,
Period. It's not hard. I already got my little vaccines, pump, but I still might take a Rona test just to be safe.
Okay, shout out.
Okay, go ahead. With your spat self.
I'm ready.
I don't know about that just yet. But I'm proud of you. You go right ahead.
Well, you know what? The ones who are taking it now, if anything goes bad, they gonna get a fat check. You hear me? The people, the first round of people, the lawyers is gonna be ready and they gonna be all right. At least their family gonna be all right if anything go left. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's why I took the risk, because I'm gonna be
okay.
like, it's gonna be like that mesothelioma commercials. I'd be like, oh, that's me.
Mesothelioma. Woo!
I cannot with y'all. Well, we wish y'all the best of luck on that journey, and we'll see it in the news because you know they're gonna put it in the news.
Oh yeah.
Right.
But yeah, just to kind of speaking of the bop in summer and stuff like that, like what do you with your music? I think this kind of just helped like wrap it up. What do you want people to gain from your music? Like what do you want? I know we were talking about, Deja mentioned the fact that songs that we listen to now, it's nostalgic. Like it goes on generations to generations. So like, are you trying to also do something that influences the next generation, past generation, current generation? Like, what is that process? What do you want people to gain from your music?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing I want people to get from my music is that at least most of the songs that I create like have substance lyrically. I think that especially now people are looking for the viral hits to where it just has to like stick. And a lot of times that's like from the beat or from the hook or whatever, whatever has a replay value and all this stuff. And I value that. Like I want to make bops and stuff too, of course. But when you listen to most of my catalog as it is now, I really want people to listen to the words and to see what messages are in the words. Because even with Runway is a bop. Like you can boom, ka, boom, boom, ska, hey, you can just listen and zone out. But if you listen to the lyrics, it's all about, I want a girl who got it like that. Melanated, beige, honey, brown, black, with like independence. And I want a girl inclined to date a smart man. And she don't have to ask for nothing because it's all paid for. Like, so it's uplifting and empowering to the women that are listening to it, hopefully. And even with If You're Not There that we talked about earlier, the whole song, like it's upbeat and boppy too, but the lyrics are talking about removing yourself from a situation that's no longer serving you. And that journey of breaking out of what has been constructed around you to something that is more free. So yeah, I think that part of the nostalgia that you get from this kind of music is that back in the day, love songs and R&B songs had messages that were deeper than just the hook or the beat, so I kind of want to bring some of that energy back with the music that I'm making. And look, if I can have a Crazy in Love where I could perform it at every show and then remix it every time I do it and it still hits like the first time, like I'm not mad at it. If you could look 2042, we can still play Runway.
Wait a minute, how old we gonna be? How old is that?
Don't do math.
Tina Turner's still performing and shit till she was about 75.
Right.
The feet still be moving.
Right. So like the fact that somebody like Beyonce could take Crazy in Love and perform it 15 years later at Coachella, and the song is now 18 years old in 2021, like it has that stick, that timelessness that DJ was talking about at the beginning. Like I would love to create stuff like that. But that comes from more than just the catchy hooks and stuff, so that's what I'm trying to bring with my music.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Beautiful.
Right. So well said.
That's very beautiful.
You're so professional when you speak. But yeah. I wish you but the best on your journey. Keep pushing, keep going, keep striving. Keep going with the ideas that you have.
Y'all keep streaming.
Okay.
Okay. Stream.
Hello. Because everybody almost about got a Spotify, and if you ain't got that, you got Apple Music, and if you ain't got that, you on YouTube. So don't.
And you're using that student account. Ain't been in that school for 3 years and still use.
Look, that EDU still works.
Okay, but how you get them to verify it? Cause see, look,
we didn't tell the truth. That's what.
Cause with Apple Music, when I signed up for it, it told me we can no longer find you at the school, although my email still worked. It kicked me out.
Oh.
Somebody, if you got a tip for me, put it down in the comments. Anyway. We gonna I think unless Deja has any other questions, I think that was all the questions I had for you.
It was a pleasure to meet you.
Likewise.
I'm sorry we couldn't meet in person. Maybe one day we can, and we could do maybe a trivia game type thing. That'd be really cool. Like music trivia.
Yeah, that sounds good. We'll put it in the works. Well, for the sake of time, and as we promised, we're going to give you 10 minutes to shout out some things you got coming up that you didn't already mention, some things or other ventures that you have you want people to pay attention to. The floor is yours.
Or however long you need.
Hopefully it's not that long. Well, I already mentioned my new single, Ride Slow, that is available on all major listening platforms. Definitely run that up. Whether you got a boo, a bae, or they said no and nay, take it and listen to it regardless. Also, keep streaming LaJane Doe. Find me on all these platforms and everything like that. Make sure you don't say Stitch. It's Sitch, like situation, like that. Because you won't find me if you type in the other thing.
Y'all don't spell it like that, y'all.
Not Lilo and Stitch.
Don't do that. Yeah, no Lilo. I even say in one of my songs, I go by Sitch, so don't be adding no T's, ho. You know what I'm saying? Woo. But yeah, so look for me on all of that stuff. I have other things in the works, so stay tuned for all of that. You can listen to me on my podcast, Brown Moufwash. That is BROWNMOUFWASH. And Ashley has been a guest on one episode already. And I would love to have both of y'all on an episode as well.
Well, come on in, sugar. Sign us up.
So let us know.
Stay tuned for that. Exactly. Other than that, I just appreciate you guys again for having me on this episode and for sharing your platform with me to talk about the things that I'm up to and things that I'm passionate about. And I hope that in the future, Rona can get it together and get out so we can do even more great things.
All right now. Okay. Oh, well, make sure you spell out and say your social media handles so people can follow you.
Mm-hmm. That part. Okay. So you can follow me on Instagram at Sitch Official. That is SITCHOFFICIAL. And follow the podcast at Brown Mouthwash Pod, BROWNMOUFWASHPOD. And on Facebook, it's the same thing. But Sitch Official Music, and YouTube, just search Sitch Official Music, and then it's probably gonna say, do you mean Switch? No, I don't, I mean Sitch. So click that. And I think that's all of them.
Right. And as always, we'll put it down as a link below. So in case you didn't catch all that or it took you a minute to catch all that, you can just click on the link. And then of course, don't forget to follow us because we bought you him so that you can enjoy this conversation. So go ahead and follow us on Instagram. We are hella melanated _ on Instagram, hella melanated on YouTube, and like we always say, hella melanated on Facebook. But please do not follow the page. Oh Lord, I said it wrong. Please don't follow the account. Follow the page. Make sure you follow the page. Lord,
follow page. Don't follow the page.
If somebody know how we can keep them things separate, let me know. Cause I don't want to keep saying it. But anyway, y'all know what we're saying. It's been great as always. We hope y'all enjoyed this video. And until next time.
Hold on, before we go.
Oh, what happened, girl?
I want to give a shout out to Not Your Mama's Kitchen. We had Ray on the episode earlier this month. Just want to, representing Black business. And again, if you have a Black business, please DM us, reach out to us, email us so we can support your brand. This is free promo. We have no problem, not all, people say exposure, all exposure is good exposure, but you're in good hands. So slide in our DMs, let us know what's up. Okay.
And I just feel like take it. Y'all ain't been reaching out, so you must don't want us to say nothing about it. It ain't like
we're small, but we big. You know what I'm saying? We people. We got people too.
Okay. Right. And we don't want nothing. We're just trying to help support. So anyway, if you want us to send us a message, we will respond. We promise. And as always, we got one more guest for y'all. Our last guest of the month. So be on the lookout for that. So again, thank you so much for tuning in. Y'all be safe out there. Peace out.
Bye.
I'm black and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all.